I will teach you the right way to live. I will be your guide, and I will take care of you. Psalm 32 verse 8. Hello, 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 hello. Hello guys, welcome to Live, Love and Laugh with Tosin. Hello, welcome to Live, Love and Laugh with Tosin. I'm actually excited to be back. It feels like it's been a while, but it's not been so long now. I posted, a video like 2 weeks ago thereabout. If you've not seen it, you should see it. I'll link it in the description box, below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On this channel, we talk about all things living, loving, and laughing. And if you're an existing subscriber and you did not check on me whilst I was away, Abba, what did I do? Right? What did I do? But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone, who reached out to say, we miss you, we've not seen a video from you this week. What's happening? Yeah, you are the real G, right? You're on my side, yes. So, but thank you to everyone, really, and I'm glad to be back. But I really have been thinking, about my channel, and one thing I found, as I, kept thinking about my channel and all of that, was that my channel is kind of like more about ministry than just something I want to do for money, or something that I want to do with the hope that they will start paying me, and all that. I mean, that's good. That would be a very fantastic one, but I realized that, it's important that I keep my channel original, I keep it, inspiring, I make sure that, it can reflect the heart of the Father, and that's God. When I say the heart of the Father, I mean God, and that it can just, because it's very easy, I realize that it's very easy for you to be under pressure. I mean, even though, even before I started my channel, I knew the objectives and all that, but over time, you just start asking yourself, maybe I should post this too, or something like that. But yeah, so it doesn't mean that, of course, channel will become boring or will not be interesting, or that there will be no, content that would, get, everyone excited and all. But I think that what it just means is that I'm trying to make sure that I retain the originality, and I make sure that I keep giving you good content, especially such that are inspiring and just edifying, and all of those good stuff, right? Guys, let's get right into, today's video. So today's conversation will be more like a chat, and so all the singles that are subscribed to my channel, I got you, right? Because I've had like a few people message me and say, please also do something for us. Let it not just be marriage, and all that and stuff like that. So it's not all marriage, yeah. So today I really just wanted to touch on, something that is really a big deal, and that's the issue of this thing called purpose, this purpose thing, and I just wanted to share about 7 truths that I feel that, liberated me, and still continues to liberate me about this subject of purpose. And I hope that you find it inspiring. Whether or not you found your purpose, I believe that there will be something that you can learn, from this video. So this is the time that you grab your notepad, and then your biro, and then just see if maybe wisdom will jump at you. What they say, give me wisdom, give me wisdom. I'm kidding, but yeah, let's get right into today's video. The first truth I will be sharing is that it's okay if you really have not found your purpose. Like, it's okay. It's okay. In this part of the world, there's always the pressure of like, oh, you don't know, you're 30, you've not found your purpose. People will just make you feel very bad. And then, there's this hype about this thing called purpose. There's that hype that people would pay 65,000 for master classes to find their purpose, and they'll buy all the books in the world, and they will pay a purpose coach, and all of those things. And people make a lot of investment trying to find this thing called purpose. And whilst I'm not saying like some of those investments are, you know, flawed or they are not good or anything like that, what I'm just saying is that it's okay to also chill on this matter, you know. I think that what's most important is that you are looking for it, you know, that you're conscious about, you know, checking what the possibilities are, you know, what it is that your art is pulling at, you know, and that you're self-aware. And of course, self-awareness just covers things like, you know, who you are, you know, what your values are, what your strengths are, what drives you, you know, and then self-love, because that kind of is central to, you know, this purpose thing. Until you really come to a realization of your uniqueness and you begin to celebrate yourself in that way, you may never really get the confidence to step into the fullness of your calling, because, you know, you continue to look at other people and you be judging your own purpose based on theirs. So if you never see something that, you know, looks like what you're thinking about, you feel like you disregard it, you know, and all of that, or you just keep looking at other people's journey and just feel like they are better than you. I think what I'm just saying about this first truth is that it's okay if you've not found it, as long as you're thinking about it and as long as you are original and you're just true to yourself. I'm sure that it would really, really come around, you know, something. I think that the second truth is directly linked to the first one, and it's that, you know, purpose is like doing what your hand finds to do and doing it well. That's how I describe purpose. Like, you'll do the things that your hand finds to do, you do it excellently well, and people will call it purpose. And I don't know if that definition makes sense to someone, but what it really means is that you can't sit around waiting for that dream that says that my daughter, you know, this is what you're going to do. You may be waiting for such a long time, and you may be losing your joy because you will not be present. You will not get to enjoy every moment. You will not get to enjoy every assignment. You know, they say like, you know, your purpose is different from your assignments. Your assignments are like short terms, those things that you do in different seasons. Your assignments may be linked to your purpose, they may not. Your assignment may be serving other people's vision, you know, or other people's purposes. It may not even be linked to yours. You know, it's just what your hand finds to do part time. But when you put in like all of your energy and all of your strength, and, you know, you just do it with all of your heart, it reveals a lot. Sometimes it builds character to prepare you for that big thing that you're actually looking for. You know, sometimes it connects you to the people that will point you in the direction of your purpose. You know, sometimes it's just the lessons, you know, from that assignment, the wisdom, you know, the people, just all of those things. So I'll say that even if you've not found your purpose, just give yourself to doing whatever it is that your hand finds to do. There's really nobody that would look in their hand or look in their heart or look within and they can't do anything. It's almost impossible. And if that is even you, what about serving, you know, giving yourself to service, you know, and all of those things. So I'll just say that, you know, purpose is doing whatever it is that your hand finds to do and doing it excellently well. Eventually it will lead you to a place, and people will call it, you know, to that. Or still on the second point is that, you know, it's very important that you're not, you know, you break that myth that says that you don't have something to give, that says that, you know, you may never find your purpose, or that says that, you know, you are not unique and all of that, because those are some of the strongholds that just keep people like, just keep them burying the things that they have, their talents, their giftings, their expressions, because they just feel like it's not enough. You know, so you need to really deal with that issue and just make sure that you enjoy your life till you eventually come to the realization of purpose. And by enjoying your life, I just mean really that you give yourself, you know, to whatever it is that you want to do, and you just get excited and be present. Okay, the third truth, you know, that I will be sharing is that purpose is not in that big event, you know, and it's very related to the second, because many people are waiting for that big event, that big title, that, that big phrase that they just go like, my purpose is, sometimes it will not come to you like that. It's in all of those littles, it is not one big assignment. It's the central role of why you are here, but you could be here for many more things beyond or as part of that central role. So even if you've not found that central role, because purpose does evolve, and I'll get to that truth, that point later, but just get going. Don't wait for the big events. Don't wait until you are that big thing, because you need to really continue to take the steps. That's really what crystallizes to that big event. But okay, the fourth truth that I will be sharing is that purpose really does liberate. Like, it sets you free. Once you have an idea or an inclination about what it is that you are here for, you get that freedom to be you. You get that freedom to stay on your lane. You get that freedom and the courage to actually start, to actually, launch out, because it's kind of like, it's like a revelation. It sets you free. It sets you free from comparison. It sets you free from, unnecessary, unhealthy competition. It sets you free from low self-esteem and insecurities, and, complexes and all of those things that just do not help. So it really does liberate you, and it just sets you free to be you and free to pursue your calling. The fifth truth that I will be sharing is that purpose is not exactly passion, and this point is not trying to, it's not so much about the debate between passion and purpose, because people say, passion is your motivation, what drives you to do what you do, but purpose is like, is like the reason why you do what you do. So like, one is the drive, one is the reason. But so this point is not so much about, that distinction, but it's more so about the fact that purpose is not just that thing that, gives you butterflies in your stomach, or just those things that keep you up at night and you are just dreaming and thinking. Sometimes purpose is that creative stretch. Purpose is hard work. Purpose is something that sometimes you don't want to do, because it's work, Once you find the thing that your heart pulls at, once you find, that thing that you are here for, you will not be able to sleep at night, not because of the butterflies, but because there's work to be done. Especially when you want to do it at as a visionary, you want to do something that would change, the status quo, something that would make generational impact. All of those kind of things are not things that you'll be doing with butterflies. You would have to get to work, and all of that. So it can stretch you. It may not be fun. It may not be interesting sometimes. And I just hope that liberates, someone, watching this, because sometimes people have left what they should be doing, what should actually be, leading them in the journey of, purpose, and they've left it because it's hard, or they've left it because it's not fun, it's not interesting, and they just feel like this can't be my assignment, and they just leave it and they just go on to something else. And then years down the line, they're coming back to it and just saying, wow, this is really what I should have been doing. I shouldn't have stopped. I shouldn't have left just because it wasn't. So sometimes it would not be interesting, but I think that the difference, like my coach would say, is that the difference is that purpose is that creative stretch. It will stretch you, but it will not stress you. I don't know if it makes sense. So for me, for many people that are following me, or if you follow me closely on my personal pages on Instagram and all of that, you will know that I run an NGO, and then I run a couple of businesses and all of that. And the truth is, there are times where I am so overwhelmed, by the amount of work that I have to do. But I'm never really it's good stress. It's not that stress of what am I doing with my life? I don't want to do this tomorrow morning. I'm tired. It's more like, I'm living my best life. It's more like, well, this is what I signed up for. I wouldn't have it another way. Do you understand? So that's kind of different. It's different from the stress of like, what am I doing? Like, I don't want to wake up doing this, or something like that. So purpose will stretch you. It is hard work, It is not just passion, There's work to be done. It puts a lot of demand on you, good pressure, to be honest. But if you stay with it, it would eventually, crystallized into something that will give you that fulfillment in your heart. And I think very related, to that truth is the next truth that says that, purpose can be painful, it can be exhausting, it can be overwhelming, it can be tiring, it can just be like, what am I even doing? Like, what am I even doing with my life? And I'll give myself as an example. I studied international relations and then I had my master's in international development, blah, blah, blah. I've always been passionate about social change, social protection, poverty reduction, and just, working with vulnerable groups, very closely. And I knew that quite early, from when I was younger, my mom would talk about how I'm ready to give out everything that they have in the house and give it to people. And she has to say, please, don't touch, she understand? Don't give what I did not send you, or something like that. But that was me. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to serve. I just wanted to give, So it's kind of always been me. And then, of course, going to school and doing my master's and all of that. But I've also always had it as a dream. Like, I wanted to work with the World Bank and work with the UN, and work with, ODI and work with Christian Aid, Action Aid. I had all of those dreams of the kind of international organizations where I wanted to work. And man, it's rejection. I've gotten like, my fair share of rejections, you apply and then you made it like maybe like the second stage and then something just happens and you're like, what's happening? So I think I'm really speaking more about the times on this journey of purpose where it doesn't even seem like it's worth it. And that's the truth. It happens, For me, there were times where I just felt like, man, my mates, it's about 11 years since I graduated from university, right? I've never really earned what I feel like I deserve. I don't know if that makes sense. So you just be comparing yourself. I'm saying that, hey, now, wow, if it's marketing, if it's only marketing that I did in school, and I stayed with that marketing, by now I should be like chief marketing officer for one of the multinationals and traveling around the world. But this my international development field, this my poverty field, this my NGO field. It's kind of slow, it's not as rewarding quickly, as it is for other people in other fields. And honestly, there were times where I would beat myself up and I'll be like, hey, this life that I chose, is this one ever going to pay? But I think that I can say 11 years down the line that, hey man, you just need to stick with it. You just need to stick with it as long, because to thyself be true. I could have, and many people do that where they just put off, like that facade that, everything is fine. They just give you that impression that everything is fine, they're living their best life, but they can't sleep at night. Do you understand? So you can't be deceiving yourself. You need to be true to yourself, so that other people are seemingly, looking like they're doing okay. And I think that what's funny is that I've had people say to me that people that I'm looking at and I'm thinking that, oh, your life is so good. And they are looking at me like, your life is good though. You've even found what you're here for. You do this and you do that and you are like, I thought that your life was better. So I think that it's just about just celebrating your own unique journey to this thing called purpose, and just staying with it despite, against all odds, despite that it may not be pleasurable or interesting, or it may not be a smooth ride. It could be bumpy, but you're going to get out on the other side feeling like, wow, this is good. Like, I'm living my best life, something like that. Because purpose evolves, it's not a destination. It's not that nobody really arrives somewhere and they just say, oh, I'm on purpose, I'm now like in the land called purpose or something like that, because it does evolve. Not saying that you will not come to the realization of the central role of why you are here, but because your purpose would have like different expressions, you cannot say, at 30 that this is it. Because at 50, you may be doing that purpose thing, but in a whole different way. It may just not be in the same dimension that you were doing it when you were 20 or when you were 25. So it really does evolve. But what I'm just saying is that, just to put like the icing on the cake, so that I'm not just talking about how painful, it is that it is rewarding. Purpose really does pay. Sometimes not financially, and of course it will also pay financially, but I'm even talking of more of like the reward, that I'm doing something good, the reward that I'm making a change, the reward that I'm making a difference, the reward that you're leaving a legacy, the reward that, you're turning the light onto others, and you're just, making a difference, in several ways. So it really does pay if you stay with it, and it will pay you longer than pretending to have figured it out. And that's why I started by saying that it's okay if you've not figured it out. Just keep going. Lastly, let me just share a few things that I think that, can help in, this journey to finding this purpose thing. And I think that one of those things will be service. When you serve other people, you serve other people's purpose, you serve other people's vision, and you just serve, you give yourself to service, you actually discover your truest self. It's an opportunity to discover your strengths, your weakness. It may seem as though that you're the one giving, but eventually it can actually lead you to the discovery of who you really are and what you're really here for. Sometimes all it may just reveal is what you are not here to do. I don't know if that makes sense, where it just reveals that, man, I'm not cut out for this. Do you understand? But other times, it will reveal like, oh my God, we can actually do this and more. The person will be doing something else, but you'll be seeing it in greater dimensions, and all of that. So service is really, really important. And I'm just saying this because there are many people that are sitting around saying that they are, looking for their purpose, but they are doing nothing. Like, you are just idle and you are looking for your purpose. No, it doesn't work like that. You really need to give yourself, like I said, to your assignment, and sometimes to the assignment of others. Another thing that I think that can actually help is just sitting down to really understand your own story and your own journey. Because sometimes, because we're so familiar with our own story, with our own journey, we never really pause to like say, what is unique about my journey? What is it that is unique to me? What is that pain? What is that hurt? What is that thing that I can turn to purpose? Because for many people, they find that their pain produces their purpose. They find that, oh, this is why I went through this. They find that some of those patterns are a link to really why they are here. So I think that it's just important for you to pay attention to, your story, your uniqueness, your journey, and all of that. Even if you cannot do that, you could also ask people that are very close to you, people that you can trust, and say, what do you think about me? And then if people begin to say, X, Y, Z about you, maybe you should pay attention to it. I'm not saying that maybe that's where your purpose is, but those are just some of the things that sometimes, can be an indication to why you are here. Very related to the second, part, which I said about your story. Tell your story. Sometimes from telling your story, and you're like, this story is making sense, so. It could be telling your story through books. It could be telling your story through blogs, through a podcast, through different expressions. But you would be surprised at what people are, carrying. Like, so you just feel like, it's not that deep now, but it's making a difference. It's making a change, and all of those things. And there's so many more things like, doing a SWOT analysis and just saying, oh, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and all of that. But I don't really want to go into all of those details. I just, wanted to share, some of these tips. And I think that I'm just going to leave you with like, turn the focus to others, And I think that this is that trap that the devil sets, that makes people continue to think that they are finding their purpose, but they will not find it. They are always thinking about their self. They are always thinking about, what they will eat, what they will drink, how they will find their purpose, and to now give them money, and then they will now travel abroad and then now be going on vacation every 1 month. No, it's not that type. If you're finding a business idea, that's different. But if you're really finding the core of why God created you to be here, He didn't create you, to be here to just for all those basics that you're thinking about. Think about other people. Many times it works. The minute you start thinking about what problems can I solve, what difference can I make, what can I contribute, what can I address with my skills, with my strengths and all of those things. Once you turn the focus from yourself to other people, you begin to see, just what your heart pulls at, so what kind of solutions that you can bring, to your world. So I just hope that all of these, truths, does liberate someone, because it has liberated me and it continues to liberate me from time to time. Those are the things that keep me going when I'm just like, hey, this purpose thing. And I'm using that word, this purpose thing, because people make this subject, oh man, they make it very strong, where you will just be like, you'll be very afraid, that you'll be like, hey, Jesus, why am I here? There's this pressure, that really does enslave many people. It keeps them unhappy, it keeps them just dissatisfied with their entire life, because there's just this hype about purpose. And I'm not saying that finding your purpose is not a good thing, but I just keep using that word because I want you to just, in your head, simplify it, and we're all here for different assignments, and trust me, if you're still here, you will fulfill that assignment. You will. Whether or not you like it, you will fulfill that assignment. So just get excited, really, and just don't let anybody bondage you because of this purpose matter. Anyway, I hope that this video has been very inspiring. I wanted to keep it as short as possible. I hope that it is. And please, I'll be happy to read from you your comments. What do you think? What are the truths that has liberated you about the subject of purpose? Someone else will be reading the comments and they may just find, your comments very helpful. And guys, don't forget to drop your video recommendations and suggestions. What do you want us to talk about on this channel, right? Please feel free to drop it, in the comment section below, and I will be reading. And I just want to say thank you again for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you've not already done so. It's free now. It's free. It's free. Please subscribe, help my ministry. But yeah, really guys, just subscribe, and then you can click the notification bell, so that you can see a notification as soon as I drop the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to live, to love, and to laugh. Bye for now.
Amen.